Greetings and hello there, everybody. It's me, your beloved Star Wars dad, Nooch Too Good, in our continuing series, Who Do They Counter and Who Counters Them? Today we look at some more of these early game teams. A lot of you guys are farming the Qui-Gon, Anakin, Nuclear Blast, and also a Padme squad with Anakin up there. You know, we don't talk a lot about Padme anymore as a lead just because she's kind of... You know, once Qui-Gon was introduced, she kind of fell off a little bit, but we're going to take a look here today at both these squads because I know a lot of you guys are using one and or the other of these squads in your Grand Arena battles. So let's take a look at who do they counter and who counters them. Over to our reliable source here, SWGOH.GG. Sign up for insights there. You're going to go get valuable Grand Arena insights for 5v5, 3v3, everything else, etc. And as always on these counters, we're looking at all aspects of the game from Carbonite up to Kyber, and we are excluding Datacrons. They don't interfere with our data at all. So who does Qui-Gon counter? Well, take a guess. This is all battles. Now, this is interesting. What's interesting to me is there are 36,000 battles with Qui-Gon on offense, and from what I'm seeing, they are spread out across a multitude of teams because the highest number of battles against any one team or any one exact battle, 129 of Qui-Gon and Anakin only against the Geos. You've got other combos here of Qui-Gon and Anakin against the Geos. Hey, it's only 60% or 59% with Qui-Gon and Anakin alone. You're going to want to throw, if you're doing it against Geos, and I like Darth Vader against Geos, but whatever. If this is what you're using, it seems like a little bit of underutilization for Qui-Gon to me, but you're going to want to get a full team out there or add a Qui-Adi makes it a higher win percentage. Just Qui-Gon and Anakin alone does not seem to get a great big win percentage. Probably you're getting ability block there, getting tenacity down, some stuff happening that you don't want to have happen if you don't have any other targets. Mace Windu is even Mace Windu 85%. So yeah, get a tank, get somebody else in there to assist, somebody to help out, along with just Qui-Gon and Anakin in there. Against General Grievous, running about 70 to 75% in there. You can see that's greatly impacted by Keller and Beck, although honestly, adding Keller and Beck and still only getting 75%, that's not really impressing me very much. So Kelleran's not really adding a lot to this counter. We're going to see more of Keller and Beck as we go along in this Qui-Gon counter right now. Ewoks, CLS. Qui-Gon's killing CLS. With Keller and Beck on the squad, Qui-Gon's killing CLS at a pretty good clip, 80%. There's more Grievous. Not a great team against Grievous. I'm actually surprised about that. That's really interesting. I wonder if once Qui-Gon's down, Grievous can just take out the whole team. They just don't quite stand up to it. We're killing Phoenix pretty easily. If you threw another tank in there, that'd probably be close to 100%. Night Sisters are a pretty good counter as well. There's more Grievous. Grievous is standing tall here. Standing tall. What was the difference in that other Grievous team? Got Qui-Adi in there on this one. And here, we don't have Qui-Adi. Actually, Qui-Adi is elevating that team by about 20 to 25%. So yeah, not a great Grievous counter for you boys and girls. Just put your Wampa in there and be done with it. Night Sisters with Marin, taking care of those guys. Hey, Traya. It's a 57% counter against Traya with Qui-Adi. Again, Qui-Adi and Keller and Beck add a layer here, and I should have noticed that. The Keller and Beck is in this Night Sister squad. Not here, but Qui-Adi. So keep that in mind. If you've got Keller and Beck and or Qui-Adi, they're going to lift up this Qui-Gon squad pretty heftily with their uniques and their abilities, so especially their uniques. So CLS here without Qui-Adi or Keller and Beck it's 38%. Not a great result. Just really failing against Grievous. I'm really surprised it's a Grievous fail. Against Zori or Finn with Zori, Qui-Adi elevating again to 80%. Let's scroll down here a little bit. There's a Captain Rex squad, Qui-Adi 95%. Let me do something here. I'm going to, for those of you who don't, well, let's go for a little while longer. Qui-Adi 78%. Qui-Adi and Keller in 50% against this Traya squad. Not working against Gas. No surprise there. Phoenix 100%. Look at that. Nobody. That probably goes really, really fast. Let's see here. 57 seconds, 39 seconds. It's pretty fast, so it does not leave your significant other any time to start tapping on your screen. Let's do something here. I'm going to eliminate Ki-Adi-Mundi and Keller and Beck from these counters to see what we get then. Like 62% here against Night Sisters, but there's, yeah, Marin's there as well. So let's take Ki-Adi-Mundi and Keller and Beck out of the equation and see what happens at that point. So let's, oh wait, let me move on offense here. Offense, members. Let's exclude Ki-Adi. I gotta click on them separately. Let's exclude Ki-Adi-Mundi, and we're gonna exclude Keller and Beck. Okay, now let's take a little bit of a look there and a little bit of a gander and see what's going on there. We can get a little better idea. For those of you who don't have those two characters, you're free to play and not buying bundles. Okay, that's Ki-Adi-Mundi bundle, by the way. Still doing pretty well against a straight up Phoenix team. You're not gonna see a lot of that. This is a very early game. Grievous is just a fail. That's just a fail against Grievous. CLS 38%, not great there either. Gas is just a fail also. Easy on the regular Phoenix. Is there a Phoenix with Captain Rex here? We'll see. We'll get to it eventually here. Shock T is lifting up a little bit against CLS, 47% as opposed to the 30% we saw a minute ago, right? 38% up there. We got another Phoenix, just plain Phoenix. Doing okay against Night Sisters, 62% with Mace Windu, Shock T, Yoda in there. I'm surprised that Ahsoka's not making a difference here on this. So that's getting rid of buffs, like the taunt buff with the zombie, but not making a difference. It's all about the Anakin AoE nuke, basically, is what it is. With GK in there, it's actually worse against Night Sisters, so keep that in mind. There's a Captain Rex team without Ki-Adi-Mundi and without Keller and Beck. Smoking the Phoenix. Anyway, you put the Phoenix. That's a pretty good little Phoenix counter there for you, and that's a good value you get for your counter right there. Qui-Gon against Phoenix with Captain Rex. Other than that, the trade team is not really working without those two. These Geos are going down. There's a whole lot of counters here, guys. Ooh, look, there's the Poncho Bros there. Geos are a pretty solid counter. The rest of the stuff is kind of hit or miss, except for the Phoenix. The Phoenix are going down. The Phoenix are going down. Padme's about a 50%er. Actually, exactly a 50%er there. That's interesting. Let's keep going. My eyes went light. Darth Revan at 45%. That's better than I would expect a Darth Revan with Malik in there. That's better than I would expect against Revan there with that squad. Gas, again, is a fail. Old Republic, who cares? Ewoks, yeah, whatever. Finn, there's your Finn Missouri, 60% without Keller and Beck and Ki-Adi-Mundi. 60% here. What was the difference here? There's Darth Revan, same team there. Who am I different on here on that team from the other Darth Revan counter? GK, Mace Windu instead of Yoda. Mace Windu instead of Yoda. So Mace Windu with the taunting is helping out there. Not taunting, you know what I mean. I can't remember what it's called. Something defense. Added defense. I don't know. Bounty Hunter's going down. That gives us pretty Bad Batch going down, but I think Bad Batch will also counter Qui-Gon on the under end of things. So let's go take a look at who counters. Oh, 62% against Jedi Knight Revan there. That's kind of nice too. The Revans are a pretty good counter. This one, when you got Sith Marauder in there, that changes it up. Sith Marauder's making it more difficult for you to get through this team. Let's go take a look and see what counters Qui-Gon Jinn when you come across him on defense. All right, leaving Ki-Adi-Mundi and Keller and Beck in place. With Ki-Adi-Mundi, 83%. The Bad Batch, yeah, without him there, it's going to be like close to 100. There's a Bad Batch with both Keller and Beck and Ki-Adi-Mundi, only at 43%. So keep an eye out for those guys on defense. They can really mess up your counter. Gas is crushing it with Ki-Adi in there. CLS is only 56% with him in there. Gas with both Keller and Beck and Ki-Adi-Mundi, only 50%. Watch out. If you got Keller and Beck and Ki-Adi-Mundi in the squad, things are a little more difficult for you out there. Inquisitors are crushing Qui-Gon down there, even with Keller and Beck and Ki-Adi into there. 87% for the Inquisitors. CLS, 50% there. It's kind of the same, actually, with both those guys involved. 95% gas, just without either one of those guys. Gas is killing it. Bad Batch are just crushing it without either Ki-Adi-Mundi or Keller and Beck in there. Just Bad Batch, Gas, Inquisitors. These are, with Grand Inquisitor, these are not really bad counters. I don't feel like this is overspending for these three, especially Bad Batch. That's a pretty good win and a pretty good count, one-to-one counter there as far as value of teams. Reva, of course, is crushing it. Wow, nobody goes in when you're using Reva, so 27 seconds, 50 seconds, 50 seconds. Okay, so it's a pretty quick battle, but we can assume with 133 battles that if your significant other is a woman and they see you using a woman in the lead spot, thank you, Disney, that they will not bother with your game. That's what's happening there. There's no screen tapping going on when Reva is out there. Sith Eternal. Any Galactic Legend will crush this squad. I can't believe it's not 100 because Qui-Gon Jinn's Omicron does not work when there's a Galactic Legend present. So Grievous, not surprising since we saw it wasn't really working against Grievous. Grievous is a good counter here, 76%. I'll bet they're taking some losses, though. Well, not there. Not there either. I don't know. That's a pretty good little counter. We'll see more Grievous counters as we go. There's Bad Batch again doing some work. Grievous is only 50% against Ki-Adi and Kelleran Beck. But up here against just Ki-Adi-Mundi, 76%. And I'll bet it's even better if both of them are missing. Gungans, no problem for Gungans. Sealess is even lower with no Kelleran Beck. That's interesting. What were they with Kelleran Beck? I thought it was at 50% there. Wow, CLS does better if Kelleran Beck is in the squad. That's interesting to me. That's really interesting to me. There's Gungans again. I'm looking for, I want to see another Grievous counter here. Let's find another Grievous or something else that's unique for us. Geo's bad. There's Grievous against a non-Ki-Adi-Mundi, non-Kelleran Beck, 89%. I think that was better up top. Or close to the same. Where is Grievous here? 76%. Okay, so Grievous just gets better and better as you remove Kelleran Beck, as you remove Ki-Adi-Mundi, and eventually gets up to an 89% counter there against Qui-Gon Jinn Omicron. Again, Galactic Legend's going to crush it. Darth Malgus going to crush it. I think we covered the teams that you might benefit from that aren't obvious teams. Wampa's a bad idea. Darth Revan will take, even though, well, there's Sith Marauder again. So Darth Revan probably on offense. Without Sith Marauder, 54%. So Sith Marauder is kind of a difference maker here against that Qui-Gon Jinn Omicron. Let's go take a look at some Padme teams out here and see what they counter and what's countering them. Well, here's Padme on offense, and if you're anything like me, you're using her more on offense these days on defense. A lot of times without Anakin, but I left Anakin in there just so you guys, because the vast majority of attempts are Padme, Anakin, 3PO, and GK. We'll drop Anakin out of there in a moment and see what that looks like too, but we're crushing Geos, we're crushing Grievous, we're not really going to do well against Gas, we're killing Original Phoenix. That Night Sister result is not strong. Maybe Night Sisters are pretty good counter to Padme, even with Anakin. The CLS counter is not going very well. This Gas counter is going... Oh, there's Kat, Commander Ahsoka on that team. Yeah, with Commander Ahsoka, you can take out... With Commander Ahsoka, you can do a lot of things here. I got news for you. You can kill some Galactic Legends along your way, too. There's Ewoks, another 100%er there, because we got Padme in the lead. The ladies like to see the ladies playing the game. So, and they're also very quick battles, too. So, let's see here. Geos, Phoenix, Padme versus Padme, 73%. There's another Gas, only 30% there. So, actually, against the Gas, your Cat's going to make a massive difference there. Bounty Hunters, no problem. I'm trying to... Captain Rex, no problem. Darth Revan, problem. Yeah, this was actually kind of a thing. We tried to counter Darth Revan with Padme. Anakin can buff block, but it just never quite worked very... It was like kind of a hit and miss. But 31%, better than you might expect there. Night Sisters... With Cat is only, even with Cat, it's only 53%. Night Sisters seem like a pretty solid Padme counter there. Look at that. Darth Traya not really working there either. There's another kind of mirror squad. Darth Revan with Sith Marauder not going super well. 44%. I think we see most of the count. Let's see if there's anything unique down here. Bad Batch, 91% against Bad Batch, 53% against a Jedi Knight Revan squad out there. Shakti here. That's not much of a squad. This was kind of fun in the early days. It's not really. It gets killed by a lot of stuff anymore. 93% there. Now we're killing this when there's no Marin. We're killing Night Sisters. If there's Marin, Night Sisters killing Padme. That's good to know. That's good information to have on hand going into Grand Arena. Let's take Anakin out of the equation here and see what we get with that. Okay, so these would be counters just excluding Anakin without Anakin in the squad. We're still killing Geos. We're still killing Grievous. Geos and Grievous. We're still killing the original Phoenix. That's no problem. Ewoks, whatever. This Grievous is a little bit tougher with Yoda in there instead of, who was at the top? GK 3PO instead of Yoda. So 3PO is better than Yoda there, but 3PO goes in your CLS team, so I don't know if that's helping much. Night Sisters with Marin is still a big problem. There's Captain Rex still going down. Gas is even worse. There's Grievous with Cat. Cat elevates his team like nobody's business, you guys. Like nobody's business. Bounty Hunter's still going down. CLS is still bad. Jedi Knight Revan's a little bit worse, not a lot worse. Maybe Anakin just really belongs in the Qui-Gon team, and this team can go without Anakin. It's kind of this is similar to same results. Mostly Treia's bad. Yeah, just very similar results, even without Anakin on the squad. And that's really good information to have. You can't counter gas. You do counter. That Bad Batch is a little bit worse than it was. Anakin did better there. But yeah, very, very similar, even without Anakin on the squad. Let's go take a look at Padme on defense in your Grand Arena. And here on defense, I did this. It's a 63% win rate. I'm leaving Anakin on this because I don't think you set Padme on defense without Anakin. Without Anakin, she's just going to get smoked out there. People think CLS is not going to be a good counter to Padme because every time they assist, they stack up the protection up or the bonus protection. It's an incorrect way of looking at it. With Han, you can stun Anakin right off the bat and maybe even get him down to almost nothing. Then CLS does his swing around. I can never know what it's called, and I just got in trouble with that the other day. Then he can target Anakin some more. Chewie does an AoE that targets Anakin more. Chewpio does an AoE that targets. You got to get Anakin out, and as soon as Anakin is done, the whole battle is over. They just fall like a house of cards once you get Anakin out of there. So these guys just do too much damage. The protection up can't get over it. Gas is crushing them. Revan with Sith Marauder crushing Padme. There's CLS again. Of course, a Galactic Legend. Yeah, you could probably do this without. I think you could maybe almost solo there. Maybe just put KRU in there and be fine. There's a Revan team with Sith Trooper that's doing just as well, actually. Just as well. So Marauder's better on defense. It doesn't really matter for you on offense too much. You can just, since you got more control over the battle. Let's see here. Grievous, no bueno. Yeah, no, and that's not surprising. Geo's not doing much. Who did I say? Treia's a good one. Who did we say was going to be a good counter to Padme? Thought I said somebody was going to be a good counter because she wasn't working very well against it. Maybe I was thinking of something different in there. I don't know. Wampa's not going to work. There's your Darth Revan again. There's your Grievous. It was 41% that time with Yoda in there. Grandmaster Yoda doesn't really fit onto a Padme team. He's just a little bit too fluffy, so don't put him on that team. Go with somebody else other than Grandmaster Yoda. Most of these counters you see with Grandmaster Yoda on the squad, Qui-Gon Jinn and Padme, hasn't really worked all that well. I think he belongs to a Jedi Knight Revan or somewhere else, but on the end game, he doesn't really have a lot of homes these days. Honestly, Grandmaster Yoda. Keep going there. Wampa's still only 8%. A mirror match is 73%. Starkiller only 83%. That's actually surprising. I would think Starkiller would be just like nearly 100% on there. Bounty Hunter's having some success. If you can get in there and you can get your turn fast enough and you take out Anakin, you're probably rolling at that point. Galactic Legends, no biggie. Inquisitor's only 45%. So there you go. There are your counters: Qui-Gon Jinn, Omicron, and Padme in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Who do they counter and who counters them? Again, go to SWGOH.gg. Hey, your troopers are actually like 50% there. That's more than I would expect, actually. So go to SWGOH.gg, sign yourself up for the insights, and you can get these Grand Arena insights the same as I'm getting here. Everybody, I hope you have a great day. I will talk to you soon. And of course, I hope that you always remember, Nooch too good.